No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You sit down. Oh, hold on. How's this one?
Yeah.
That's actually what the soccer was doing. Touch.
I need a rack to clean or something.
And from Malaysia, a guy came my young other brother, he gave him a book. And he said, have you ever heard of Islam? He said, I've heard of it, but he gave him a book. He said, give me your address. When I go back home, I'm going to send you some books. Meaning in Malaysia, he was there. We don't know who he was. We've never seen him again.
Amazing.
And he went to Malaysia and sent him a package.
That's amazing.
So one day he was in the room, we shared rooms. And he was in the top bunk, I was in the bottom. And one day I saw him reading his book on Islam, and I said, what is that? He said, guy sent me the book.
That's what I was trying to tell you to do the first time.
No, I just have to clean a little bit because I'm wearing white.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, this is good.
Everything in life.
And then you need to plug this in.
Pray.
But you don't need
It covers every aspect of life more than Christianity.
Copy that. I understand.
I said, really? He said, yes. It even tells you how you should sleep. And I said, wow. I said, this is something like complete. We should probably look more into this.
Right.
And that's how it first started.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, from a mysterious stranger.
You've never seen him, heard from him, but he kept
Like
him to his
Heather.
word.
Like Heather.
Yeah.
Kept to
Like
his word.
Salam, right?
Yeah.
So
You never saw him or heard from him again?
Story? Why don't you start again?
Wow. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad al-Fatihi lima ulika wa khatimi sabaka nasr wa haqqa bil haqq wa hadi ila siratika mustaqim wa ala alihi haqqa qadrihi wa muqtadar. Alhamdulillah. We are live at the Know Thyself bookstore in Mount Vernon. Actually, the name of the store is Know Thyself, Love Thyself. And this is our second week for Zikr, and we were blessed to have a English guest, Sheikh Fariha from the Darrah, has visited us with all of her angels.
With you.
Yeah, you could turn that off. So we were telling the story of how we came to Sheikh Ahmed Bamba.
Start over again, please.
Yeah, you gotta turn this thing off.
And this is the family of Sheikh Ahmed Bamba.
Okay.
This is our Sheikh Serene Saliu. Oh yes.
Or you can give her,
Yes.
Brother Chuck, you have some fold-out chairs too if you want.
You get the fold-out chair.
Yeah, that's the floor comfortable, yeah.
I can sit on the floor.
No, be comfortable. Sit in the chair.
There's a chair there also.
So you won't gonna sit in the chair?
I'll sit in the chair with you.
Yeah.
And
How about this one? You just come through. Are they going for it? Oh, yeah, there it is. There it is. That's good for you. That'll be more comfortable. Making sure you're comfortable. Check it.
so we came to the path very amazingly.
I know you might not need a check.
Perfect. Perfect. Very amazingly.
No, you may not need it, but that's what you do. Yeah.
I need that all the time.
It's English and Arabic. Yeah.
Treasure every one. Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Very amazingly.
One for you, right?
Question. You guys gonna be speaking? Like it's gonna be you guys gonna be talking to
It's very possible.
Okay. All right. So I have an idea. This one for you, okay?
Oh, perfect.
Oh, I'd like to let Sheikh Sufi talk. I spoke a lot last night.
No, I was
I'm
not
gonna
there.
let him talk.
No, I was not there.
Shake it in.
I was not there, sister. I was not there.
She couldn't talk afterwards. She was like,
Let's take copy again. I don't want to show the wire.
So there should be a. Okay. Oh, you want to move that one?
No, we're not moving it. No,
That's okay.
we're trying to get the system. No, have a seat.
Okay.
No, no.
This one is for you, okay?
Oh,
We got to run to the coast, got a little chilly.
So, the
A
camera.
little chilly, a little chilly. And I do have to, oh, my phone is charged.
I don't know if I'm camera ready.
We move the car back.
Of course you are.
Of course,
The sake of Allah.
Take 22.
before Allah.
But this is amazing.
Anything for the sake of Allah, we do it. Inshallah.
you want these lights, Sufi, or the other lights?
It doesn't matter. We'll just.
Try those
Wow.
lights.
How did we get to Sufism is a very good story. Amazingly enough, our first sheikh was Baye Fall, but we never saw him in person. We read his books. We were from Indianapolis, Indiana, and we used to drive to Philadelphia from Indianapolis to buy his books and go to their morning zikr.
Mhm.
So we would leave Indianapolis around 10 p.m. and get to Bowles Mosque around 4 a.m. and go straight in for the zikr and the prayer from Indianapolis.
This is after he passed.
Yeah, we started going to Philly around 94, 93, 94. We were driving from Indianapolis to Philly to buy Bowles books.
Mhm.
There was 2 people in Indianapolis who were disciples of Bamba Hayadin, and so they were telling us about the Sufi path, so we would go. And then in 96, I ended up going to Tuba, alhamdulillah, to meet my Sheikh Serene Sali, who was the last living son of Sheikh Ahmed Bamba. And he was, in West Africa, they say he was the Kutub of every Sheikh. Every Tariqah, my Sheikh is Kutub of Kutub. You know, if you find a Tariqah from McDonald's, they're going to say, my Sheikh is the Kutub of French fries, or something. Star World out. So his maqam was very high, to say the least. And I went in 96. It's amazing because when I went in 96 and met the Sheikh, when I came back to America, there was a Sheikh from Tuba in Indianapolis, where I'm from, named Serene Modusek. You guys met Serene Modusek?
Yeah.
You took Baye out of his house.
Right.
So I had hit this Serene Sayu, then I had since he has Serene Sayu Serene Sayu what? 10 million disciples? How many do you think? More than 10 million? He got millions of followers. So there are sheikhs under him that you study with. So the sheikh that really latched on to me is named Serene Modusek. And I was with him since 96. And our Sheikh Serene Sayu, he left his body in 2007. And it was around, it took, what year you took your bayat?
That was, man, might have been, I'm not sure, 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah.
This is amazing because I was made a sheikh by someone from Tuba, by Serene Modusek, who it took me from 1996 to, when did my sheikh make me a sheikh? 2000, what's this, 2018?
19 now.
19?
We're going right to 19.
It was around, I know it was like 20 years, 21. It took 96 to 2016, I was made a sheikh, around 2016, 2015. But it created a big stir in the community because in our order, nobody is made a sheikh. Nobody.
Wow.
Nobody. It's like they got a lock on the family. All the sheikhs, they come from the family.
But he had adopted you.
Yeah, into the family. And when the sheikh, when Serene Modusek came from Senegal to make me a sheikh, he told me, you're a sheikh now, and that Serene Sayu told me to tell you, you are a sheikh. I said, what? This brother came to the house to do his bayat with my sheikh, Serene Modusek. So I told, this is amazing that you're here. Oh God, maybe this is why I'm in New York. He came to the house to do his bayat with Serene Modusek, my sheikh. And the sheikh said, no, you're a sheikh now. He got to do his bayat with you.
Well,
Right.
Mashallah.
Did he say that?
Right.
I said, what sheikh? No, he's come to do his bayat with you. He said, no. If he do the bayat with you, he do the bayat with me. It's the same thing. You're a sheikh now. I'm telling you, give this man the bayat. So he was the first. I never even thought about that to the day. Your brother, he was the first one I gave the bayat to as a sheikh. I used to give hundreds of bayats to people for my sheikh. The bayat, I would say, I'm giving you the bayat to be disciple of my sheikh. I was given bayat in 97. Shahada and Bayat. Like, I don't like to tell people, but last year, astaghfirullah, last January, Allah told me write down every name of whoever takes Shahada and Bayat with you. I never did that before. Because the numbers were going up. Last year, it was close to 150 Shahadas and Bayats in 1 year. The names are in the book. And I was like, whoa.
Do you take their telephone number?
I had the name and phone number in the book.
Great.
And
That's your part of your community.
yeah,
not
so
even the whole.
so the community is growing. We've been working in different cities, as you know, traveling around. We worked for the sheikh for 10 years in Indianapolis, Indiana, building a Sufi school. When we started, it was probably 5 Sufis in the city. When we left, it was over 200 Sufis in the city.
And what's it called?
They're Muridiya under Sheikh Ahmed Bamba.
The school itself is called Muridiya?
Well, that school is called Sant Srin Sayu. That school is called Giving Thanks to the Master.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. The school is called Sant Srin Sayu.
That's
Sant means giving thanks.
That's the probably greatest teaching.
Yeah, to giving thanks. The whole thing
name
is
of the
about
school.
giving thanks to the Master for what he gave us. So we built the school there for 10 years. They still meet every Friday, Saturday. They teaching Quran to children now. They bought a big house where they have a Quran school and they have zikr every week in Indianapolis. So I left Indianapolis and went to Philadelphia. It's amazing because I had an offer. So the word got out. There's this guy from America telling people about Sheikh Ahmed Bamba, giving Shahada and Bayat. So Sheikh Ahmed Bamba Foundation in Washington, D.C., they invited me to come live with their community in D.C. and teach American. So I went to visit them in D.C.
So when is this? What year is that?
I can say this was, okay, it's easy because my daughter was born in, my daughter is 10 years old, so this was 11 years ago. So what's 11 years ago?
2008.
So 2008, I was invited to live in Washington, D.C. with Sheikh Ahmed Bamba's community, live in the mosque and teach. But remember, I had friends in Philadelphia from Bamba Hayadin's community. So I went to visit Washington, D.C. Nice. Ooh, they wanted me to stay there. Then I went to visit my Sufi friends in Philadelphia. They was like, oh, you can move here and teach. So then I went back to Indianapolis, Indiana.
Alaikum assalam. How are you?
Hey, walaikum assalam.
How are you? Everybody good?
Yes, come in.
Yeah.
So we went back to Indianapolis, Indiana, and I had to make a decision. Do I go to D.C. or Philadelphia?
See if there's any back there. Right.
Then I had a dream, I had a vision. And in the dream, the 2 Sufi brothers I knew in Philly, they were greeting me and welcoming me in Philadelphia. So I said, I'm not going to take the easy route and go live in Sheikh Ahmed Bamba school. I'm going to go start one in Philadelphia. So from that dream, I moved to Philadelphia, moved in one of Bamba Hayadin's houses on the fellowship block. So I lived, for 1 year, I lived in Bauer's community house, 4 houses down from the fellowship. So that was like being in heaven. Bamba Hayadin, he always says, come and take a rest under the shade tree of the sheikh. One of Bauer's famous sayings, come and rest under the shade tree of the sheikh. So 10 years building a school in Indianapolis, I went to stay in Bamba Hayadin's community, and I didn't do any. I was hiding in Philadelphia. People didn't even know I was there.
So you just like a dervish, just became.
Yeah. Yes. Stopped teaching.
Bawas or no? You just.
No, I just was doing the practices, the weirds from Tuba, reading the Qasaids of Sheikh Ahmed Bamba, going to Zikr and Bawa's Mosque, going to attend the prayers in Bawa's Mosque. And I stayed in the community for a year. And then at the end of the year, the inclination came, okay, Sheikh Ahmed Bamba says on the inside, you have to leave this shade tree and go work for me again.
Go out into the sun.
Yes.
Into the desert.
In Philadelphia, the home of the Salafis. They were Salafis in Philly. If you're a Sufi, you have to use a Jedi mind trick.
You have to use what? Pardon?
Jedi mind trick.
Oh, Jedi.
Jedi. You know how many times in Philly people would see me with this and say, "Are you a Sufi?"
Uh-huh.
I say, "No, brother, I'm a new Muslim. Give me guidance. What is this?" He said, "Oh, what are you doing with that?" I say, "Sometimes I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6." Huh? You count? What's? I said, "No, I'm new Muslim. Help me." "Oh, brother, you have to say Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, la ilaha." Because if you tell those brothers in Philly with their pants rolled up and those big beards you're a Sufi, it's not good.
Really?
It's not good.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
One time, me and a brother went to a masjid during Ramadan. The brother didn't know. He mentioned we were breaking fast, eating with the Muslims, everything was cool. The brother, I can tell you, his name was Sheikh Baki. If you see this video of Sheikh Baki, you know what happened. We was in the masjid, and he told the people in there we were Sufis. You could hear a pin drop. It was like, zoot. I said, "Oh my God, did he just say we're Sufis in this masjid during Ramadan? People ain't been eating." Man, they started asking us about Ibn Arabi. "Are you following this doctrine of Ibn Arabi? What kind of Sufis are you?" We almost had to back out of there. We almost had to back out of a mosque to avoid a fight during Ramadan because this guy said we were Sufis. I was like, "Brother, don't you ever say we're Sufis in no masjid ever again." He said, "Yeah, I know. Luckily, he's a Wing Chun artist. He was like, "I could take some of those brothers." I was like, "Man, listen, it's Ramadan." Yeah. He was like,
in Philadelphia, the Salafis. Our brother, he's himself. Anyway, you continue, and then we'll talk about him.
okay.
Mhm.
So the story. Let me fast forward. So I built the Sufi school. Allah built the school. Allah is the doer. We worked in Philly for another 10 years, building another school in Philly, and they still going.
What's that one called?
That one's called what do they call that one? It's basically this is Darrah of Sheikh Bamba, Sufi school of Sheikh Bamba.
Ahmed Bamba's
Yeah,
teachings.
yeah. That one was based on Iman, Islam, Ihsan,
Mm-hmm.
and what we call traditional tasawwuf.
Beautiful.
So that one, a lot of people came, a lot of new disciples.
Mm-hmm.
They still meeting in Philadelphia, inshallah.
Mm-hmm.
So we left there, went to Atlanta, built a small community there in Atlanta.
Oh, really?
Left Atlanta, went to Birmingham, Alabama, built a small community in Birmingham, Alabama.
Wow. Mashallah. So, like Johnny Appleseed.
Crazy.
The new Johnny Appleseed.
From Birmingham, we end up in Pierzia's backyard. We end up moving to Richmond, Virginia, and Norfolk.
When I met you, you were in Richmond, or no? You were in Philadelphia.
No, when you met me, I was actually living in Norfolk, Philadelphia. I was in Philadelphia. Dang, I moved around a lot.
I think because I remember you
First you
mentioned
were
Philadelphia.
in Alabama, right?
Yeah, but when I
Yeah.
went to Pierzia's,
Alabama.
I wasn't
You came up
living
a few
in
times.
Philadelphia. When I went to Pierzia's, I was living up in the mountains in Cartersville, Georgia. Up in the mountain on another retreat for a year. In the mountain. I always work for a while, take a year off. Work for a while, take a year off. So I came to Pierzia's from there, then end up moving to Norfolk, Virginia. We have a small community of disciples in Norfolk, Virginia now. After Norfolk, Virginia, I moved to Richmond for 2 months. 2 months, I came to crazy. I left, all my stuff is still in Richmond, Virginia. I came to New York with this prayer book and the clothes on my back and no backpack or no clothes, and came to New York to give a lecture in the Moorish Science Temple, which is a very, very interesting group here in America, founded by Noble Ali. When we went to the temple, everybody in the temple took the Shahada and Bayat.
Wow. Mashallah.
We went to the Brooklyn Library and gave another lecture. Everybody in the lecture took the Shahada and Bayat. Now we have like 40 new people, disciples,
Alhamdulillah.
boom, like that. Okay.
Are you leaving anyone in charge of your disciples?
This is the thing.
Yeah,
we have a representative in Birmingham, Alabama. The interesting part is when I was made a sheikh, the people in Philadelphia, they didn't agree with it.
Mm-hmm.
I've been teaching them for 10 years. Then when the sheikh said, "You are sheikh now," they said, "No. No." So we had a split in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
They kept the books. They kept the teachings going. But, no, man, we don't accept that you're a sheikh. I said, okay. The sheikh said, if you don't tell people you are a sheikh, I'm going to call a meeting and tell everybody you're a sheikh. Sunni Sheikh said that. I said, okay, sheikh, I'll start to tell people.
Why did the people deny that they won't accept you?
They didn't want to accept it because they were under a different sheikh. Everybody knows my sheikh Sunni Sheikh. He's a Hafiz of Quran. He have a Quranic school in Tuba teaching children Quran. He comes to America once a year. He used to live in New York, but then years ago he moved back to Tuba. He still comes to New York once a year. So when he made me a sheikh in the Mooric community, it was very controversial because for our tariqah, I'm the only one that I know that has ijazah to give our weird, to give the bayat.
Well, outside of the family.
Outside of the family.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Do you know anybody else in our tariqah that have ijazah to give?
No, I knew. That's why I asked. That was the reason.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I.
Yeah, so some people quietly started coming.
Mm-hmm.
Some people quietly stayed away. But so now we came to New York, and my heart is at peace now.
Mm-hmm. I think you'll find people here more open.
Yeah.
It's sort of, I think, part of a New York mentality.
Yeah, people
You
are.
know? Maybe people in Philadelphia, they're more naturally conservative. I mean, we have that. I think all lineages have those kind of problems where they're unwilling to, you know, you always get that conservative faction that doesn't want to see things change. They're afraid. I mean, I think some are afraid that it will displease Allah. So it's a genuine fear of Allah, but they don't recognize Allah in the new form, know, or the tradition taking on a new form. Because if it doesn't, it ossifies, it dies. You know, it has to be renewed.
It has to be renewed. And in Buddhism, they say Buddhism takes the flavor of the country it goes into.
Yeah.
So what I'm teaching disciples here is not exactly what I was giving in synagogue.
No, I'm sure. That's good. That's actually a good thing.
And I was very nervous about it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, because Sufism is a spiraling circle ascending up. Sufism goes in a circle that's spiraling and ascending. But the Western mind needs step one, step two. The Western mind is very linear. But the Eastern mind is very circular. So all of the shuyukh, their path is going in a circle and ascending. Take this path that was circling and ascending, and for Westerners, I had to put, okay, this is step one, this is step two, this is step three, this is step four. Then they could say, okay, this is the zikr, the weird for the first year, you do this part. The weird for the second year, you do this part. The weird for the third year, you do this part, to guide them up to the weird from the sheikh. So this was an issue for some people because, wait, this guy, astaghfirullah, he mentioned Buddhism in his talk. He mentioned Hinduism in his talk. He mentioned Egypt in his talk. But my sheikh in Tuba, he saw the videos. He said, oh, people in Tuba say you're mixing.
You're what?
You're mixing tradition.
Oh, you're mixing.
Mixing.
Right.
People say you shouldn't mix.
Oh, yeah.
But my sheikh Abdullah Farmer, he said, but You have good results. Everybody taking Shahada. I like what you're doing. Don't stop. He said, now I see why you're doing this, because everybody's coming to you. Everybody's fighting about Sheikh Ahmadu Bamba. Keep doing what you're doing. It's okay. Don't worry
That's
about
great.
what nobody
Yeah.
say.
That's beautiful. He trusted you.
Yeah. And I remember in 2004 when I was coming back, I was sitting with the Sheikh, and I asked the Sheikh, what should I do when I go back to America after I stayed there 2 years? I said, Sheikh, what should I do when I go back to America? He said, make up your mind, do what you want to do. I will bless it, and Sheikh Ahmad Bamba is going to bless it.
MashaAllah.
I said, what? He said, make up your mind what you want to do.
These are the good sheikhs. These are the radical sheikhs. The Effendi was like that too, Lucifer Effendi.
What?
But they recognize that in a new land with new outlooks, people need a teaching that's going to speak to them.
Yeah.
And, you know, yeah. So, alhamdulillah, you had a
Yeah, so it's
The
been,
language
great
of people.
teacher.
That's right.
yeah, this is what he said. So
Yeah.
we've been doing this work, and that's why last night we were at Sheikh Fariha's Darrah in Manhattan, and I sincerely asked you to make dua for me to stay in New York,
Yes. I mean,
because
yeah.
it's too much.
Yeah.
Last year I lived in 3 states.
Uh-huh.
How you? If I had to forward my mail, they'd never find me. Last year I lived in 3 states. When we came to New York, it was like Ya Fatahu. The opening was so evident. We everybody was taking the bay out and shahada, bang, ba bang, bang, ba bang, bang. These brothers know us. Now this is the lineage. I have to show this. This is the lineage of Tijani. These are the sheikhs from the Tijani Tariqah and one lineage from Senegal.
Yes. MashaAllah.
So, there's some things I could say that would piss some people off, but I'm not going to say it on camera. But I'm carrying more than one lineage.
Good.
When I was in Senegal, when I was in Senegal, I took the Bayat Tijani with Sheikh Hassan Cisse. I took the Bayat of Qadriya with Sheikh Muhammad Julit. I went to the Qadriya and Tijani and took the Bayat with the Sheikh to do their weird. I did the Tijani weird for 2 years straight. I did the Qadriya. I was doing 3 weirds. I was doing Tijani weird, Qadriya weird, Murid weird, and I was reading Hisbul Bar and Dalal al-Khairat at the same time.
MashaAllah.
People don't want to... People say, why were you doing 3 weird? Man, I was raised eating pork chops and bacon. I need something extra. I need extra to read all about it. So I went to different shuyukh and took the bayat so I could practice their weird.
Right.
Why did I do that? Because Sheikh Ahmadu Bamba says in his writing, he said the weird of Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani can take you directly to Allah. The Sheikh wrote this.
Alhamdulillah.
The Sheikh said the weird of Sheikh Ahmad Tijani can take you directly to Allah.
Alhamdulillah.
And the Sheikh said the weird of Sheikh Abu Hassan Shadili can take you straight to Allah.
Alhamdulillah.
He said, if you practicing those weirds, when you come to me, you can keep the weird, or I can give you another weird to do on top of it. So this was straight from Sheikh Ahmad Bamba. People don't know Sheikh Ahmad Bamba, he was in the Qadriya order for 7 years. He was Tijani for 7 years. And he was Shadiliya for 7 years.
Oh, really? Sheikh Ahmadu Bamba.
Sheikh
I
Ahmad
didn't know
Bamba went
that.
through these 3 tariqahs. Sheikh Ahmad Bamba, his father was a Qadriya Sheikh. No doubt about it. His father is buried in Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani Qadriya Cemetery in Senegal. If your father's buried in a Qadriya cemetery, he's from Qadriya order. This is they don't make a mistake. Oh, we're going to just put him in the Qadriya. His grandfather was Tijani Sheikh. And when he was around 15, 16, he traveled to Mauritania and took the Shadiliya weird when he was in Mauritania. So the Sheikh had all 3 with him. And then when he was in Mauritania, Sheikh Ahmad Bamba was in Mauritania for 3 years. because he was exiled. He was exiled from Senegal. For 7 years, he was in Gabon exile.
Right.
And this was, they tried to kill him 286 times.
Mm-hmm.
After that, when he came back to Senegal, they said, oh, he's a national hero. So many people came to him to be his disciples. They said, we got to get rid of this guy. He's going to do some armed fight against the French. So they exiled him to Mauritania. When he went to Mauritania, he was with the sheikhs from different orders. And he did some cardamom in Mauritania that will make you scream. So when he was in Mauritania, the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam came to him while he was awake.
Mm-hmm.
And told him, don't use any weird you got from mankind. No more weird from human beings. The Sheikh Ahmed Bamba stopped using all the weird, and he said, okay, now, Ya Kitabu Karimi Entel Habibi, O Book of Allah, you are my beloved. He started reciting the whole Quran every day for his weird.
MashaAllah.
The Sheikh was reading Quran from front to back for his weird.
Mm.
Because he said, okay, Allah said, don't use anything from man.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just take the book of Allah and recite it over and over. He was reciting the whole Quran from memory for his weird. When he did that, that's when he had his big opening in Mauritania. The Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam came back to him and gave him what we call Wirdul Makfus. Wirdul Makfus min Allah, which is the weird of perfection that came directly from Allah. And so when the Prophet came to him while he was awake, he said, the Prophet came to me while I was awake and said, I'm giving you this weird that Allah gave to me directly to give to you directly for your disciples. And what's amazing, in the weird from Sheikh Ahmed Bamba, I don't want to say this, but I practiced the Shadaliya, Tariqa, Qadriya, Tijani. I practiced it. In the weird of Sheikh Ahmed Bamba, the secret from Sheikh Tijani is there. In the weird of Sheikh Ahmed Bamba, the secret from the weird of Sheikh Abu Sassan Sali is there. And the secret from Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani is inside of the weird. If you take all three weird, if you take Tijani weird, Qadriya weird, Shadaliya weird, Sheikh Ahmed Bamba's weird, and you look in each one as a student, you're going to say, okay, and this weird, he got this from Tijani. Okay, and this weird, he got this, it come from Qadriya. Okay, these doors is from Shadaliya. It's no secret. So the man who gave me the weird is crazy. I went to my Sheikh Serene Saliu. I went to Serene Saliu. When I lived in Senegal, I went to Serene Saliu in 2002 while he was alive. Our weird, they don't give it to people until they're usually over 40 years old. Because they say, if you take this weird, you're done. You're not going to be too concerned about wife, children, family, and getting a job and making money. So they don't want to give you this weird unless you're stable, you have a job, you have money, you have wife and children.
This is the weird you say that came directly from the Prophet, from Allah to
Yeah, the
Sheikh
weird of
Ahmed
Mahfuz.
Bamba.
And what's amazing is I've given over 500 initiations, but I only gave the weird to 2 people so far. It's too much. It's too much. I give zikrs to lead up to the weird, but I don't give the official weird from the Tariqah because it's like they don't give it to you till you're over 40, generally. So,
but in Senegal, it's recited by all the dervishes or the elders.
now this is amazing. In Senegal, it's mostly recited by the older dervishes. Amazing. Most Tariqah is based on just the weird. But Sheikh Ahmed Bamba, he wrote I know in Darrah they have the Ilahi. In Sheikh Ahmed Bamba's way, he wrote Qasidas, which is poetry in praise of the Prophet.
Right.
So the Sheikh said, reading my poetry can take you directly to Prophet Muhammad and directly to Allah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because these poems are Sheikh Ahmad Bamba said, my writings came from the same place the Holy Quran came from. He said, my writings came from the Lower Mahfuz, the hidden tablet. He said, the Holy Quran is the mother of my writings. So you can find all of his writings based on Quranic teachings. But he said, if you read the poems, they can take you directly to Allah. So since disciples know that, you have some disciples who focus on reading qasidas and don't do the weird. You have some disciples who focus on the weird, they might not do qasid. Then you got some disciples, they don't do weird or qasid, they just do khidma.
And what is that?
They're called Sheikh Ibn Fall, they called the Baye Fall.
The Baye Fall, yeah.
Baye Fall is, Sheikh Ahmad Bamba had a sheikh called Sheikh Ibn Fall. And Sheikh Ibn Fall. Sheikh Ibn Fall was a Malamati. Sheikh Ibn Fall was straight path of blame. Sheikh Ibn Fall was like, you know what? Y'all make salat, I ain't making it. I'll build the mosque for you. Y'all fasting Ramadan, I'm not fasting, I'll cook the food for you. He was a heretic. People was like, what do you mean you're not fasting? He said, I fasted and prayed in my father's house. When I did my bay'at with Sheikh Ahmad Bamba, I'm not doing nothing except work for him. I want everything that I do to come from him, directly from my sheikh. So,
you mean he didn't want to earn any so-called rewards?
Yes,
Right.
from Allah.
Yeah.
He wanted all of his barakah to come from the service of his sheikh. Very smart. So he stopped. He said, no, I'm not doing he said, I'll build the mosque for you to pray in. That's my khidmah. You guys fast, I'll cook all the food. That's my khidmah. So Sheikh Ibn Fall says, work is worship. In some instances, he might say, work is better than prayer. This is what we call the Baye Fall lineage from Sheikh Ibn Fall. So in our order, we have Sheikh Ahmad Bamba, who give you Iman, Islam, Ihsan, Shariat, Tariqat, Hakikat, Marifat, traditional Sufism. But in our order, we have another movement called the Baye Fall, who is Malamati, path of blame. You see the Baye Fall drinking coffee in the middle of Ramadan. The Baye Fall sit outside the mosque and do zikr while people go in the mosque and pray. They grow locks. They have patched clothes. Most of them don't even have shoes. So what happened to me was, after I was made a sheikh, I said, if I want to work for Sheikh Ahmad Bamba, I have to take the methodology of Sheikh Ibn Fall, because he was the one who did the most khidmah for our order. So a couple years ago, if you look in some of my, you see my hair now. If you see my hair a couple years ago, I was growing locks. Sheikh Ibn Fall when I say, okay, I want to work for Sheikh Ahmad Bamba. I want to be the highest worker for our tariqah in America. But I know in order to work for Sheikh Ahmad Bamba, I had to go to Sheikh Ibn Fall path, which was the Baye Fall. So in December that year, Sheikh Ibn Fall came in my dream and said, okay, you want to come in my path? Don't cut your hair for a year. I said, oh my God, this is too much. Why did I say that? A couple of years back, if you see my pictures, I have locks, matted hair.
It's twisted,
Twisting. People don't know why I didn't cut my hair. He came and told me, you want to come see my way? Don't cut your hair for a year, and then I'll know you're serious. I didn't cut my hair for a year. You can see the pictures. I went from, my daughter was she was 16. My daughter said, Daddy, I didn't know you could grow hair. What are you doing? I never seen you with hair before. I said, oh yeah, I just keep it shaved. I'm not that old. I can grow hair. She said, wow, it looks nice. I like it. So I was growing locks for a year. That year I had so many. That year, Sheikh Ibn Fall took me out of my body, took me up into the fifth dimension, showed me myself when I was a child going to school with a backpack. He did so much stuff for me. If anybody been to the fifth dimension beyond time and space, Sheikh Ibn Fall took me up to the fifth dimension. We was looking down at planet Earth. He said, there you go in high school. There you go as a child. There you go in high school. That's you in college. This is you now. This is going to be you in the future. He showed me everything. And he did some other mysterious stuff that I cannot say on camera. So I was with him for that whole year having crazy experiences like that. This is like, no. Openings from the Lower Mahfuz, names of Allah just coming straight from the sky, like, boom, write this down. What? Boom, write this down. What? Boom, write this down. What? One of the disciples in our order, she came and said, Sheikh, I wasn't even a sheikh then. She said, I saw you in a dream. I said, what? She said, Sheikh Ahmed Bamba showed me in a dream you getting some names from the unseen world. I said, what did you say? She said, yeah, he told me to tell you those names is coming from the hidden tablet, from the place where the holy scriptures come from. She didn't know what was happening to me. I said, Sheikh Ahmed Bamba told you that? Because I didn't know where they was coming from. Weird. I got some stock for Allah. I got some weird.
Do you recite them? You continue to recite them?
I will recite them till I got another opening. Boom! Stop. Say this.
One after another.
Yeah. I will recite it. The weird might last. It might last. I'll take that name and say it for about 2 months. Boom! Something else. What? I got to do this now? I'll take that name. It might go for like another week. Boom! Something else. What? It was like.
Did it give you numbers, or you just
numbers
continuously?
Everything, the numbers, like
of the names.
The names with the numbers.
With the numbers.
Yeah,
recite.
they were, and I have them written down. A few of them I gave to people. There's one that I gave called the two that I gave people, and my disciples don't even know this. The two that I gave to the public, one is called the Cane of Wisdom. They
have names.
Yeah, some of them came with names. One is called the Cane of Wisdom. It has the Salatul Fatih, a zikr from Sheikh Ahmed Bamba to purify your karma, and it has La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin from Yunus. Has that in there. Another one I gave to people when I received it. The hurricane came in Birmingham, Alabama, opened the back door, it was raining in the house. This is called Weird of the Nine Angels. Weird of the Nine Angels is 9 different prayers on the Prophet Muhammad, 9 different salawats that you recite according to a math. Weird of the Nine Angels is like nitroglycerin. Wow. Then I got another, but anyway, I don't like.
No, but that's very important because that's why the weirds, they were divinely revealed.
Yeah, literally.
To the sheikhs, to the peers. And so it's very important that you receive this. And inshallah, you will share them more.
You think in the future I will give those weird to people?
I think so. If it's permitted to you, you have a good connection. I think you can ask.
So
because the weird is given to you also to give to others. You not always.
That's what I was finding out. All the weirds that I was receiving is not for me, it's for the disciples. Yeah. Because at one point I was like trying to do everything. It's impossible to do all the weirds that you'd have to lock yourself in a closet and not go nowhere. So I found out, so people come to me for zikr and they say, the sheikh has a zikr for everything. I've been doing this for 20 years and I consider myself as a beggar. From 1996 to 2000 to today, I will go see different sheikhs from different tariqah, and I turn into a beggar. Sheikh, please. Oh my God, you're so great. Can you give me some names of Allah to help me on my path? Oh yes, I will give you this. You practice this. 6 months later, I meet another sheikh. Oh sheikh, please. You're so great. Can you give me some names of Allah to help me on your path? Oh yes, my friend, take this.
So you're very rich by now.
Oh my gosh.
I'm a rich man.
I've been collecting zikrs for 20 years.
Wow.
From different sheikhs, from different tariqah, different awliya.
Alhamdulillah.
At one point, I went to see Sheikh Nazim Al-Haqqani, spent 3 days with him in Fenton, Michigan at the Naqshbandi Retreat Center, took the Naqshbandi weird. Sheikh Nazim said, I'm giving all of you bayat. I said, we take it, Sheikh Nazim was coming in my dream. One time I was very sick for about a week. Sheikh Nazim came in my dream and did something to me, but when he came in the dream, I saw on the sky it said Sultan al-Awliya, the Sultan of the Saints, and it was Sheikh Nazim.
MashaAllah.
He did something to me in a dream. When I woke up, the sickness was gone. I said, whoa, he got something. A lot of people don't know we have this connection with Sheikh Nazim, but now I said it in public, maybe I shouldn't have. But so a lot of times when I see Naqshbandis, I say, "Oh, Sheikh Nazim is Sultan al-Awliya." They say, "Yeah," but they think maybe I'm just giving them some compliments, or maybe I'm trying to say their Sheikh is. No, I saw that in my dream. He's Sultan of Awliya. I'm not just saying that to be nice to Naqshbandi. So I had a Qadriya Sheikh from Baye Mahadin that we used to study with. Named Sheikh Akili. He's in Canada right now. We would go see Sheikh Akili, and Sheikh Akili knew that we had a Sheikh in Suba, Senegal. So Sheikh Akili said one day, if you can't go see your Sheikh in Senegal, come and see me, I'm your uncle. So as dervishes on the path, we learn all the shuyukh are like one family from Nur Muhammad. If you ask any sheikh on the planet, he's going to say, I got it from Prophet Muhammad. I got it from Nur Muhammad. If you ask Nur Muhammad, he's going to say, I get it from Allah. So all of the weird and zikr we have came from different shuyukh, but all the shuyukh got it from one source, which was the light of the Prophet Muhammad. So finally, 2019, meeting Sheikh Fariha again last night. I think the last time I saw you was the last night of Ramadan. We came to the Darrah on the last night of Ramadan. Was it me and you? Did we go together?
I think so, yeah, we was there. No, we were there. We met him there. Right.
And
in New York.
Now my intention is to stay in New York. Don't go nowhere.
For how long?
He doesn't know. How can he know?
I have no idea. I have no idea. But meeting, now part I left out. These brothers, I've been knowing them for a long time. There's a Tijani Sheikh in the Bronx. I'll say his name, Sheikh Tijan. He's from Senegal. How long y'all been knowing him?
My brother introduced me to him. I know him about.
How long you been knowing Sheikh Tijan?
20 years. I know him about 10 years. 20 years.
I've been coming to New York. How long? 5, 6 years?
Yeah.
They never, maybe more than that. No, I was teaching at the Black National Theater in Harlem about 8 years ago. So all these years, they never introduced me to Sheikh Tijan.
Something just told me.
This time,
let me connect him to Tijani. I don't know why. Something just told me. And I said, would you like to meet him? And he said, yeah. I called him, and then I told him about him and what he's doing. And he said, yeah, I'd like to meet him. And then
went to meet Sheikh Tijan at his mosque in the Bronx. The three of us sat down and had a meeting. It was love at first sight. The man told me, don't go nowhere. Stay here. We're going to build the Tariqah here and spread the Tasawwuf here in New York. You can live with me in the mosque right now.
That's where you are now?
Yeah, I live with him in the Tijani mosque right now. In the Bronx. And I only had one pair of clothes on my back and no bag. That day, where did you take me? You took me to a shop. What did I do?
put some clothes.
I bought 3 pairs of clothes because I only had one. And I told the sheikh, I said, Sheikh, this is not normal. I'm in New York wearing the same clothes for 5 days. something is wrong, Sheikh. You have to pray for me. I need you to pray for me to stay in one place and stop all this moving around. He said, no problem. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you. So we're staying with him. He's helping us have guidance. He has a big community in Senegal, New York, and abroad. He has a masjid in the Bronx, and he has a masjid on 29th Street in Manhattan. He got 2 masjid in New York for teaching.
I'd like to come meet him.
Oh, he's an ocean.
Really?
But the crazy thing is, I shouldn't even say this on camera, but the people at the masjid don't know he's a Sufi. They don't know. We lived there. Did you know that Imam was a Sufi?
Not from him, but I know that Senegal practice. A lot of Senegalese practice Sufi.
Yeah.
So,
People who live in the masjid, they didn't know I was a Sufi.
you know,
A few days ago, remember you was telling me?
indeed.
What did I say?
You're going to become one.
Were they okay with that?
It was just me and him talking while everyone was asleep. We talking, and he's telling me he's a Sufi, and I said, wow.
But, to just add on that, it's like the African community, my community is not big on sects.
Okay.
If there's something I should say, like they don't know about Sufism, don't the only thing they know about Shia and
Oh, wait, somebody. Oh, my God. Sister named Shirley Muhammad is saying, please give Sheikh Afriya my love.
She was there last night.
She's messaging me. She's from the Nation of Islam. She's actually, you are her Sheikh. She took hand with you many years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She should come see me
She,
sometime.
hey, hold on, tell her to come see you.
Oh, is
She lives in Georgia.
Is that live?
Oh, she lives in Georgia.
Yeah.
Well, wait, is she?
She's watching right now.
Oh, she's watching.
Yeah.
Salam alaikum wa rahmatullah barakatuhu. Alhamdulillah. And alaikum assalam to you, sister dear.
Yes.
So, inshallah, do you know Mushtaba Ali? Is she online?
She's watching right now.
She got off.
She's still there. I think her comment might be gone, but she's still watching.
Okay.
What is this?
Get in and cab to come to New York.
Is that what she said? Okay.
I don't know.
So me and this sister, we lived together,
Here, I'll
and,
leave it.
we lived. Sister Shirley Muhammad, very close. Shirley Muhammad is very close with Tainetta Muhammad.
Oh, Tainetta, Sister Tainetta.
Sister Tainetta, who was the
Yes.
wife of Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Alhamdulillah. We met her, Sheikh Amin and I.
What?
Yes, Sister Tainetta
Oh yeah, get this one.
You gotta tell us that.
met, I think met Sheikh Amina first, contacted her because she was doing a big kind of an opera in Mexico.
Okay.
And I had the honor also to meet Sister Tainetta. She's a lovely woman. I was quite amazed.
Wow.
And she has, knowledge from different aspects, different mystic knowledge.
Yeah.
She had. Yeah, I enjoyed meeting her. But then she passed more recently. But she was a musician also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was into a lot
She
of
was
mystical
a great
sex.
lady. Yeah. And this was a friend of hers.
Yeah, because
She was here like a year before her brother was the one who took her around for the 2 days in New York.
Not
Quad, my
I
other
see.
brother. Yeah.
Oh,
He
really?
picked her for the airport and he was with her for 2
Oh, that's
days.
lovely.
And he said just what he got in the 2 days
Yeah.
was so
Oh,
incredible,
my
you
gosh.
know?
Yeah. She was a woman of knowledge.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Sought
He
knowledge.
was just asking
Yeah.
so many questions.
And beauty.
Yeah,
Yes.
and the way she would just respond was just like
Oh, really? So
flowing water, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
this was one, our brother, Abdurrahman. She was speaking of one of the wives of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who was still living up until 2 years ago or a year. When did she pass?
I think it's about, it's about
or longer?
A little over a year.
A little over a year, yeah.
She wrote a lot of articles on Sufism in the Nation of Islam newspaper.
Oh, she did.
Yeah, she was publicizing it. But
Well, she always
Shirley
talks about
Muhammad,
the
come and
dervish
see the Sheikh in New
The
York,
dervish.
okay?
and
She
Rumi.
wants to see
She
you.
always spoke
Inshallah.
She
of
loved, yeah.
Sufism,
She
you know.
was very open.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
always spoke of it, and despite her not always publicly
Right.
saying a lot of things,
Right.
but she would hint on certain things or have personal conversation and make reference to certain things,
Right.
you know?
Right. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are articles on it also.
Yeah, a lot of articles
Right.
too, yeah.
Really. Yeah.
Oh, she said her husband's name was Nur Muhammad,
Nur Muhammad.
and they are with the brother Ali in Atlanta. They go to his dhikrs.
Oh, Mushtaba Ali.
Yeah, she just said that. She
Alhamdulillah.
just said that. Yes, they go to his.
That's
dhikrs
what
in
I
Atlanta.
was going to say. If you had met Mushtaba Ali yourself when you were in Atlanta.
No, I didn't have a chance.
No.
She wanted to take me to meet him, but we never got a chance
Yeah.
to meet him.
Right.
But she said.
Oh, well, how is he doing? Has she been recently?
How is he doing? I think last year his health wasn't too well.
No, he's going through a difficult health problem.
Because I know we were trying to go to some zikr at his house, but
Yeah.
she was in contact with him saying his health wasn't as
Right.
good. So
Yeah.
when his health got better, he would come. But
Yeah,
you were
no.
going to say something. I've talked too much. I want to hear what was the story with the brother, and then if you want to share some words,
Okay.
then we maybe do some zikr, inshallah.
Okay, alhamdulillah.
So you were saying something about you from Philly or?
No, I'm from New York. Actually, I'm always very much reluctant while speaking in front of the cameras. So
Okay, don't put the camera on here.
Yeah, so-
No, I will.
We just hear your
I
voice.
Okay.
all right. So if you can switch it off, I would be much easier. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
sorry for that. I don't know, but this is
Okay.
Well,
since
no
my-
one's got this one
since
is
my
facing.
childhood. You know.
Mhm.
Since
Okay.
No,
Yes, the camera is not recording you.
okay.
Yeah, this one is not recording you.
Okay. There you go. Thank you very much.
Okay.
No, I'm from New York. Like, I was born and raised in Pakistan.
hmm
And the people don't know, like, Sufis are strong there.
Sufis are strong in
How
Pakistan.
much strong they are, people don't know about it.
Wow.
Even our prime minister is a Sufi, recently converted Sufi.
Oh,
now.
recently converted.
Yes,
That's
he was a
interesting.
very Imran Khan. He was a people who play cricket. They must know him. He won 1992 World Cup. He was an international celebrity kind of person. Then he married with a lady. In Pakistan, here we call that sheikh or sheikha. In Pakistan, we call peer or pirni.
Peer. Okay.
So she was heading a quite large group in certain area in Pakistan as a sheikha or pirni. And after marriage, he also, I mean, so much sudden change. He now, when he goes to Medina, he doesn't wear the shoes. He's a prime minister. Remember,
Subhanallah.
he's a prime
When he goes to
minister.
Medina, he doesn't wear because
And
the Prophet
he was,
is there.
like, if you search his history, he was a playboy in the past. In England, he was a Lady Diana came specially in Pakistan on his invitation. He
Okay.
was so famous person.
Wow.
But sudden
That's
change, everything changed, and he's so in Pakistan. Sufism actually in that area, the Islam spread through Sufism.
Subhanallah.
People like and a lot of big names are there, like Hazrat Nizamuddin Auliya, Hazrat Baba Farid Ganj Shakar, Hazrat. I mean,
Where was Sultan Babu
was-
from?
he's from Pakistan.
Whoo, I heard he was like Wali Kamal.
And
Perfect saint.
before coming here and with Mir Sheikh, the who word,
Yeah.
his every kalam ends at who. I thought it's his style, but after that I realized no, it's a Sufi, very strong. It's a integral part of the Sufism.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know this there. So basically, in that part of the world, Sufism is very old. It came hundreds of years ago with Arabs, and until 1970s, when the Soviet Union invaded the Afghanistan, Sufism was prevailing in that part of the world. But when Afghanistan was invaded by Soviet Union, so their general, they openly were saying next target is the blue waters, which were in Pakistan, of
Okay.
course. So Pakistan had to do very strict measures to change the mind of the people from a little bit towards fight side.
Okay.
So then Pakistan, America, and Saudi Arabia, they developed the people which are now called the Talibans. Talibans were actually developed at that time, and this is the reason that sect is still there. That's religious-minded sect.
Okay.
Because when they were trained to fight, not to peace, So
Right.
when Soviet Union was broken down, so nobody offered them jobs. So they knew only one thing,
Fighting.
strict thing. So this is the reason, like in that part of the world as well, a little bit opposition of Sufis took place. But still, like it was very little. Sufis are much strong there, very strong. The sheikhs there, when they say something, they're hundreds of millions of followers.
SubhanAllah.
They don't, like, what happens in the, like, people follow the sheikhs or sheikhs.
Yeah.
Our exterior minister at this time, he's the sheikh in Nizamuddin, Hazrat Bahauddin Zakaria. If somebody listen the name, Bahauddin Zakaria is a very big name in that part of the world. But one thing is very strange there, which I don't agree, that sheikh's son should not be necessarily a sheikh. But there it's coming down.
Let me wait.
It's in the family.
Guess
That's
what?
very traditional.
Well,
In the
let's-
past,
traditional.
I think it was
But
that way.
Okay.
my sheikh answered that question. My
No,
sheikh in Senegal.
Because,
Let me say
yeah.
the sheikh in Senegal about this. He said, "Would you let the son of a doctor operate on you?
No.
The guy's a doctor. Would you let his son do an operation on you? No. Just because your father was a doctor, don't mean you're a doctor.
right.
You could do surgery.
No,
This
I
was-
have another point.
So he's the same
My
thing.
point is, because in Sufism in Pakistan is, as I said, very strong, and people give certain percentage of their income to their sheikhs or sheikhas to run all the welfare projects by themselves,
Okay.
for themselves. Now, this is a huge money. Just like Prince Karim Aga Khan. Prince Karim Aga Khan is the direct descendant of Prophet Muhammad. It's no doubt.
Oh, the Aga Khan,
You know?
yes.
Yes. He is one of the richest men in the world because every Ismaili gives 10% of their income every year to Prince Karim Aga Khan, and he's very honest man. He really
He's
is
very
doing a
generous.
lot.
I mean, that's the,
Yeah.
he redistributes it.
He really, his community is very well established, at least
Is
in Pakistan.
Ismaili like a Tariqa or something totally
Shia,
different?
right?
No, in Pakistan there are Ismailis, but they are not very open, very less in number, and very well educated, very well settled business community. So I
That's
don't
from here
know
in
too
New
much
York
about
too,
them.
It's a
I
large
don't-
community in
yeah.
New York.
I don't know about too much them, but rest of the sheikhs, whatever they are, they, now this person who is exterior minister, he's billionaire,
SubhanAllah.
not due to his own, but because he's inheriting a seat where the followers count. If I have seen when I was studying my graduation in the same city where his parents have the seats. So I saw a woman, she came there, she had a gold necklace, she took it out and put the box,
SubhanAllah.
right? So the Sufis are very powerful there,
Allahu Akbar.
very powerful. Sufi sheikhs, not Sufis.
So how did you find Sheikh and how did you find
how
Sheikh
did you
Fariha?
find your way?
No, I was actually, my situation was like, I was trying to reconnect myself with the God, right?
It's a lot of
So
people
I
saying.
was trying to go to, I saw all the mosques in the Brooklyn. So I was not find that kind of, like, I am in love with the Surah Fatiha before coming to the Sheikh,
You should.
right? I always love this surah. Plus, I always like her, which has less contribution by human being, more by verses and Prophet Muhammad, The moment I did not find it in the Brooklyn, then I said, okay, now let's start the Manhattan mosques. And the first mosque that guy came, Cheikh, after some time started, she at that same day, time she recited the Surah Fatiha.
Yes, we recited a lot.
What?
I love Surah Fatiha. I said, wow.
Oh, this is my home.
The
home of
Then again I came, and then at that day we recited the zikr,
Uh-huh.
and I liked that zikr. I mean, everything was.
Touching your heart,
Yes.
speaking to your heart.
Yes.
Well, this is.
It was a love
And
connection.
after 3 or 4 times, I took back.
I
So-
mean, takbir! Allahu Akbar, takbir!
So many people in the same day, they told me, asked me, why you took only you came only few times.
You came very quickly.
I said the reason is,
Because, yeah.
I said the reason is because I had already in my mind what I am looking at.
Mm.
So when I found this thing,
Yeah.
Surah Fatih, these all things, let's go, don't waste the time. And then Sheikh gave me a zikr.
Give it to me now. No, I'm joking.
So-
I'm joking. It's talking about
Don't rob your
Allah.
brother right there.
You know I'm a beggar.
Don't rob him. Yeah, don't rob him.
But go
The
ahead,
evening
stop it.
zikr is Sheikh gave me morning and evening zikr. The evening zikr is so mesmerizing.
I mean,
Like it has started producing so much, such kind of impacts on me that I'm unable to bear them. So I have cut it half now. Like 3 days
He's
from
telling
7
me
days.
things I haven't heard yet.
okay.
You know, 3 days,
good.
and because Sheikh was in these days mostly in the travel, so I was unable to discuss so many things. So I said, okay, stop it, do it half.
Okay.
You know, but it's words, and particularly its translation in English. I don't know, but it appeals me a lot.
So you
It
really
attracts-
okay? That's good. You really like the word. This is
So,
good.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, I mean, that's the amazing thing about tariqah is that, you know, it goes outside of boundaries, because here is a man from Pakistan, you know, raised in a traditional environment, and he comes here to New York and takes hands with a woman sheikh, you know, that's unusual. Only in, I think, in tariqah, you have these kind
Okay,
of things.
yeah,
don't you
happening,
think?
yeah.
And
Who? I don't see it
because
anywhere
it's
outside
not
of Tariqah.
a path of convention.
No,
It's a path of inspiration
actually in
and
the
guidance.
current prime minister's wife, she's also a sheikh there.
Yes, okay,
So
so
many-
well, then
Wow.
you
So
have
many-
the example.
So there, but I was born and raised in a family. My parents follow the Saudi Arabian traditions.
Sorry to hear that.
Oh.
I mean, no, sorry. Alhamdulillah.
Sorry.
But
No,
my
sorry.
grandparents, they used to
Sorry.
recite this 33 times Subhanallah.
Oh, okay, that's
Alhamdulillah.
beautiful.
So it's because my parents lived almost 2 decades in the Gulf, so probably they were inspired by that thing.
By Saudi.
Alhamdulillah.
I was missing these all things, which I found everything in here in New York in the Dargah first. So
But you know, Abdurrahman, it's not the Saudis who brought the Sufism to Pakistan, it was the Persians.
so
I think the Persians brought Sufism to India.
no Sheikh.
No? In Kashmir and when did the, because the Saudis
Persians
were
have
not
never-
really
Persians
very
have-
Sufi. There are not many Sufis.
Sheikh, yes, you are right. In if you say the Central Asian Persians,
Uh-huh,
yes,
uh-huh.
they were all Central
Well,
Asians.
like northern India, no?
No,
Like Delhi and all the
they all came originally from the Central Asia.
Turkestan.
For example, Hazrat Data Ganjbakhsh, he was from this Uzbekistan, Turkestan, like this. At
Right,
that time, they
yes.
were Persians.
The Turks, kind of, yeah,
Yes.
Turco-Persian.
But you from Iran, no.
No, I didn't mean from Iran.
Yeah.
But Persian culture, but
Yeah.
Turkish Persian.
Then as Uzbekistan, like this, majority of them are all from there. But then some are like Hazrat Sultan Bahu. They were the locals.
Right.
Because Sheikh, before the advent of science, that part of the world which is now Pakistan and the northern India, British used to call it the golden sparrow because lush green grounds, lot of things, I mean, no shortage of food, everything.
Right.
So while the rest of the world was deserts or mountains, so lot of population, like I don't know whether these all old sheikhs, they came because
Your
it was a hub of
Kabir is
population.
watching. Your Darrah Kabir is watching.
Khabir, you mean who was there last night?
Yeah.
Oh, alhamdulillah. Oh, you're online.
Yeah.
He's online.
Assalamu alaikum. The Sheikh is saying salam to you. Alhamdulillah. Woo.
Continue.
No, that's it.
Uh-huh.
So,
People in Senegal watching. Alhamdulillah.
but people have only one image. Sufis are like all over the world. They are being, they are
Persecuted.
They're persecuted. No, it's not in the case.
Oh, well, that's
in
good.
Pakistan and in
Only
northern
by
India,
a few.
no.
Yeah, oh, that's good news.
They are very strong. I just
Alhamdulillah.
because I did not see
That's good to know.
this Russian invasion, but I was not born at that time. But my grandfather tells me that he told me, he's no more in this world now, that when the 5 million Afghan refugees migrated in Pakistan due to invasion, 5 million, very big number.
5 million?
Yes, the Soviet Union was a huge power.
Mhm.
It occupied the Kabul. 5 million Afghan refugees came in Pakistan, and the big sheikhs, they just asked them, few followers,
Mm-hmm.
take care of them.
Mhm.
And the people opened their homes for them. And now these 5 million have been converted into 15, 20 million.
Okay.
Because of their kids and
Yeah,
then,
Are they integrated or are they?
oh yes, this is the reason. Pakistan has so much influence in Afghanistan.
Mhm.
All of everybody,
It was one culture, wasn't it? Or I mean,
cultural plus they have the same boundaries,
Yeah.
Right.
Plus, but just imagine
Language.
5 million now, 15 to 20 million who have half relatives there, half here. They are integrated in both societies. So these are so many aspects.
alhamdulillah.
But sheikhs are very
So-
powerful there.
Yeah.
And the Chisti order, they have Chisti order in Pakistan, I think.
I don't know.
Okay, I think Chisti and Qadriya for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But Qadri, I know. Yes, one of my
Okay.
friend was in Qadriya. Naqshbandi, these two are very famous there,
Okay.
right? These two are very famous.
Alhamdulillah.
A
Qadriya
lot
and
of people are
Naqshbandi.
there. I don't. There are a lot of. I don't know. There are a lot of.
Mm-hmm.
And those Sufis are not like every time in peace.
Allah Akbar.
Yes.
No.
They have some angry Sufis?
Yes.
Oh my God.
You cannot challenge them there. Because they are.
Oh,
in
you can't
majority.
challenge them.
In that part of the world, Sufis are in majority.
Ah.
Yes. You cannot say something bad against them in front of them because they are in majority. Majority of the population in Pakistan follows the spiritual leaders, sheikh.
Yes.
You
Not
know,
the prime minister, the spiritual leader.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
No, of course, prime minister is a different thing,
Mhm.
okay? But they follow religiously
Mm-hmm.
their spiritual leaders who are the sheikhs of peace.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Okay.
You know, so
Alhamdulillah.
they are
Alhamdulillah.
very
The sheikhs are
powerful.
That
peaceful.
makes for happiness.
Sometimes the dervishes,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're missing. And here in America, and that's what, inshallah, is on its way.
Yeah. So, Sheikh, what would you say to a new community of Sufis trying to, with the niyat and intention of bringing this teachings of Tasawwuf to people in the inner cities
Mhm.
in New York? What would your advice be? For,
You mean how to do it? Or
yeah, or like, yeah, or how to do it. What would you say? What would you say to Sheikh Sufi and the community about how we should go about establishing the tariqah? Or
I'm coming here, I think you will be guided to that.
okay,
Because, it's something that I have thought about a lot. But I don't feel myself, by myself, is necessarily able to do that. But I think that you can, and then also I can join you at certain times.
okay. Oh
You
man,
know, just like coming here, that we join in friendship. And I think
mean,
to create friendship among people and to talk about that is very important, because we're so identified and, in who we are, our limited self, and where we come from and what we belong to. And I think to create a path of friendship that would traverse all the different Sufi orders would be wonderful.
I mean,
Sheikh Sufi, and I feel you have this gift. Not
Yeah,
only
well,
did you
yeah.
plunge into different paths that were available to you, wholeheartedly, but just in your manner, you're just so open and you're so much fun, which is what youth likes. They definitely don't want an old, boring, serious person.
Right, you
know?
always say that you had to be fun. Everything has to
Yeah,
be fun.
Yeah, someone to speak with them and who can understand them. And, I have thought of that, though. I mean, I've wondered, is it music? Is it dance? Is it food? I mean, food has attracted people
Oh my goodness.
forever, right? We're all
Jeez.
attracted by food.
Yeah, food brings
So
people.
that's a natural to
Okay, feeding people.
serve
Mhm.
serve food and then have people come, or to have
Okay.
music. I mean, Sufis have great music.
Yeah. We usually have a drummer here, but she just texts and says she's running late, so we'll see
Uh-huh.
if her and her brother make it.
Uh-huh. But you know what I mean? I think that if you stay here a little while, people will come to you who can
I
be
mean-
contacts and resources for.
Yeah.
I think for me, that's it. I mean, I'm very concerned about it too. As I said, I don't feel I personally have the means or the appeal to go and do it, but it's very much in my heart.
So it's very interesting. It's like coming to New York. I've only been here 2 weeks. Everywhere I go, I meet people who say, we need you to give zikr here.
Uh-huh. Great.
So we have opportunity. We do the zikr here in the bookstore on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
We're teaching Arabic at the masjid in the
Monday
Bronx on Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
And the sheikh says we can do a zikr at his place any time of the week.
Great.
And there's a sister in Brooklyn who's into politics, has a big house.
Mm-hmm.
She wants us to do community gatherings and zikrs and
Oh,
meditations at her house in Brooklyn
Okay.
once a week.
So that's already, you have your map.
Yeah.
Or part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, being in the park, for instance, after 9/11,
Yeah.
we started doing zikrs in the parks.
Outside,
Union
Allahu
Square. I mean,
Akbar.
it was
What was the
amazing.
reaction?
Wonderful. People were so open at that time. I mean, 9/11 just broke everyone's facade off.
Yeah. Well,
And
who are these Muslims? What are they doing in our
If
country?
they hadn't gone to war and turned it into what it had been intended to be anyway, but it was such a peaceful time. It's amazing.
It actually brought people to Islam.
Yes,
It actually
yeah,
brought
yeah.
people to Islam.
I'm sure. They said no. So many Qurans have been bought. After
Oh
that.
yeah, it was the number.
People-
Quran was the number one selling book in
Yeah,
America
isn't
after
that
9/11.
amazing?
Crazy.
Yeah. Sheikh, do you have water here?
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's have some water for
It's
everybody.
very good.
Yeah.
You know, amazing. We sell alkaline water here in the store.
Oh well, I'm gonna buy some.
No,
we'll give you
oh
some.
please.
No,
Stock
I
for
want-
a
We'll give you some to
lot.
take
I
some.
gotta
We'll
fill
give you
my
some to
bottle.
take a couple jugs and take home.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Make her a couple
Yeah.
gallons.
But no, this I've been thinking about this
Mm-hmm.
whole next step, because the first part of my path after Sheikh Noor died was so much.
Alhamdulillah.
Oh, thank you so much. Alhamdulillah. My first part of my life was so much about preserving the tariqah that Sheikh Noor and Effendi
Yeah.
had brought here, because there was a lot of challenge both here.
Oh, to preserve it and
Just preserve it. And what I knew that
it developed over time.
and develop it. So that's been a focus. And now I feel this second time would be to have a bigger outreach.
Yeah, I
And,
know. One of our intentions is, if it doesn't happen this year while we're here, we want to be able to find a place to open a holistic healing Sufi center in New York.
Great.
We just don't know where it's going to
You
be.
got one already, 138th Avenue, my
Where?
community center.
Oh, the place where he goes. We
Yeah.
might do. He's a personal trainer who does training at an event center in the Bronx.
It has a,
the Bronx, yeah, let's
So
do with the Bronx.
yeah, so he.
they have,
Yeah.
I have 160 chairs.
Yeah, but
Well,
I want to get our own place, maybe a little bigger than this, and do a Sufi bookstore, metaphysical
Great.
books, and a coffee shop, and have weekly zikrs in that place for people to come from the inner city.
I think that
So,
would be great.
Yeah, he's a holistic practitioner for holistic medicine and
Oh,
natural
you are, yeah.
herbalist.
Oh, right, because you, yeah,
Yeah.
Dr. Love,
Right.
right?
Do acupuncture.
Oh, yeah.
holistic-
Yeah, great. You know, I brought some food if anyone's hungry.
Yeah, we can have maybe
Yeah.
date some water and
Alhamdulillah.
You know, I can't stay too
Okay,
late
yeah,
because
no problem.
Ollie's sick in bed
okay.
Oh.
by himself.
Mhm.
Well, this
I
is
was also trying to say because I was thinking it was 7:30.
What?
And no, I was also trying to say the same thing
Uh-huh.
because I was thinking it's 7:30 we'll start the zikr.
yeah. What time is it?
And it's 9:30 now, so
Yeah,
I would also
Yeah, I
Okay.
will leave, you know. So.
I'm gonna share a cup of water, Sheikh Sufi, and I probably have to go.
Okay, no problem.
But
It was good.
I think this is just, you know, the beginning, and to have zikrs and big zikr. People love zikr. Zikr is such, they're so attracted to zikr,
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
And it cuts across religious
Mhm.
borders also.
Right.
Yeah.
So for me, it was zikr. That's how I imagined it. Doing public zikrs out in the city or wherever, or in places.
That's
So
awesome.
if you are
So we can make
interested,
that. We can.
Yeah.
We will make that happen as soon as
Yeah.
the weather breaks. We'll find a place to do
yeah,
a public zikr outside.
Great.
I got a
It's-
beautiful park for that. I want to
Really?
try Yankee
Where?
Stadium. Yankee Stadium.
Yankees.
Oh, you mean there's a
Oh,
park
next to
Yeah,
Yankees.
next
Oh, I thought you said.
Yeah, right up.
Oh yeah.
today on the news?
Trying to
I-
get all the rest.
Sufis climbed the wall and they're chanting some words in Arabic in
Well,
Yankee
you know
Stadium.
that
Right.
Wally
That was a chain
Nurdi,
game,
Yeah.
you
dude.
know,
Yeah.
you know Wally.
Yeah.
Well, Wally had a dream, or somebody had a dream of Wally that that Yankee Stadium was full of Rumi lovers, and
Wow.
yeah, and
That would be beautiful.
Wally was that everybody was Rumi. I think it was amazing.
Where
You
was
know,
this at?
vision of the future,
Oh, he had a vision that everybody in the stadium was Rumi.
something like
Oh
that.
man, Allah make it happen. I mean Wally. I mean to that
You know,
dude.
Jay-Z
The
named the
park
son
is very
Rumi.
beautiful.
What?
Jay-Z named the son Rumi.
Really?
Yeah.
Jay-Z, you see, it's
Yeah. He named his son Rumi.
He has him and Beyonce have a son named Rumi.
Rumi.
yeah. You know, one of
Study
the
Sufism.
challenges is because as soon as you,
Oh, I think he's coming with his father who's black.
oh, someone's coming.
Is that his
Oh,
father?
yeah, that's the drum. Yes, the girl of the drum.
This is delicious.
His
water.
father is.
Where's the source of that?
Alkaline. We got some machines in the back.
Oh, you have a machine?
Yeah, we have.
Assalamu alaikum.
Good to see you.
You too.
Hey, I'm glad y'all made it. Assalamu alaikum.
late.
No, you're on time. We
You're on
just
time?
yeah, we didn't start anything. We just
Okay, good.
not yet. We were just talking.
Peace, everybody.
Listen.
How are you?
Assalamu alaikum,
Alhamdulillah.
sister. Assalamu alaikum.
Sit on.
Close that door. Close the door. I know it's so cold out there.
Yeah. So
We about to warm
Yeah,
it
you
up,
have to
though.
go. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Alhamdulillah. We'll go. Good
Okay,
job.
somebody can walk him out, please.
Yeah, I'm
No,
walking
no,
out.
no, no,
I
it's
got
okay.
you.
It's
Come on,
okay.
come on.
Actually,
Was
I
this
was
how
thinking,
they
Yeah,
chair?
it's for you sitting. Yeah.
I have a convenience.
You have a car?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So because I was not thinking it, I was.
No,
Yeah,
brother,
yeah,
we're
no,
happy to
that's
see
okay.
you.
Go in peace.
But
Thank you very much.
I
Okay.
know.
for showing
Thank
up
you
and
very much.
blessing us with your presence, inshallah. I'll see you
And we'll see you next Thursday, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum.
This one, this one.
Yeah, but that's a great idea to start a zikr in the public outside when the
Yeah.
weather breaks.
Right.
Is
You
it-
know, yeah, I mean, alhamdulillah. I mean, I've also thought of the idea of having, you know, which is more of a layering,
Mhm.
like the inner, you know, group. Some people just come for zikr, as I'm
Yeah,
sure you're familiar
yeah.
with.
Some people
Mhm.
come for
And-
food.
Some people come for
Yeah,
food,
yeah.
exactly.
Give her that.
Some people come for the companionship.
Yeah, for just for the friendship.
Yeah.
fellowship.
And then you have a core that is doing work.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
praying
yeah.
and doing all that work.
mhm.
So, but just getting people into zikr would be already great.
This is the best way, I think, spreading it through the zikr.
Yeah, I think that's how Sufism has spread, the
Mhm.
music.
Yeah.
Look at Muhyiddin Chisti, right?
Oh,
Well,
the
when he
Chistis
went-
have music. Okay, tell us
I
the
think
story.
he was sent to India by his sheikh. He was
Mhm.
Persian, he didn't speak the language in India.
Muhyiddin Chisti was a musician. Hey, peace and blessings. Good to see you.
Yeah, likewise.
You've been doing some zikr too?
Yes, I have.
Which one did you give him?
The ones you told me to give him.
Which one was that? I don't remember.
La ilaha and Bismillah.
You doing la ilaha illallah and bismillah rahman rahim?
Yeah, I try to do it at work, but it's kind of hard because we're in the elevator hoist, so I'm
You
taking
what?
people
And
up
he
and
needs
down.
beads. He bought an ankh last week, and then I tell him to buy beads. I said, I told you
yeah,
to get
but
the
this one-
beads.
Okay.
That's my gift.
Good.
Thanks a lot, brother.
Oh, great.
So see how Allah
I
works.
sang it to
Made
him,
that
and I sent it
nice
through
pair,
the
too.
text.
Thank you.
You
So he
sang
can-
the la ilaha illallah for
Uh-huh.
him? Let me hear it.
No.
Oh, you got it. You want me to
This
play
one-
it?
No, I think this was my morning voice. Don't judge
You
me.
know,
You can do it without the
I actually
recording.
saved it on Google too.
You
so I
saved
put it
it?
on repeat and I listened
All right, so
to
play it because I got to fish through I got a lot.
Just do it live without the recording.
Do it live?
Yeah, just
Okay.
if we want to hear your melody. Maybe
My
we'll use
melody?
it. Check out my melody.
Let me take off my winter hat.
Her whole family, mom, dad, cousins, brothers, they all took the bay out when I went to the house.
Alhamdulillah.
It was like
When
they were waiting
that?
for me.
You mean
When did
2
I-
weeks ago?
When did
That
I
was
come-
Muhammad's
Oh, no, I
birthday.
put
That
these
was
Oh,
after
That
was it
was
before?
that was
It
November.
Yeah.
In November.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I learn how to use these.
La ilaha illallah. No, cut that. No, he got something else
That's
going on.
meditation
back.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's my
his,
that's
ringtone.
what?
his ringtone.
No,
that's his
my
meditation.
notification.
Oh,
music.
meditation.
I
That's my
do a-
notification song.
Let's see
La
what you
ilaha
got.
illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. And I just
Ooh,
keep going. You know what? I want to tell you.
that's beautiful.
I want to tell you.
Uh-huh.
Every time I do my zikrs,
Mhm.
I get tunnel vision.
Ooh.
You know, I'm having issues with my eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
I get tunnel vision. It's like it's already cloudy and pixelated a little bit. But then when I do the zikrs, my vision, the scope
Laser eye.
shrinks.
You know,
And then when I'm done, I'm like, wow. You know, I get up, I feel different, of course. And
do you know what that is? It's
No.
amazing.
Because I'm
when
doing
you do
1939 zikrs a day.
It-
I told you that.
Really?
You do what?
1939.
How many?
1939.
1,939
Okay.
zikrs a day.
Mm-hmm.
Of like,
I give
No, I did. I'm doing a 7 days.
Good.
Stop
Every day has a different zikr.
So
and then
wait.
Bismillah and
So wait.
and then
The zikrs I gave you, once you added them all up, it came out to how many every day?
1939.
1,009. That's
a lot. Yeah.
maybe too much. What's happening is this. When you're doing the zikr, it's generating the light, the nur of Allah,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the nur of Allah that is affecting your eyesight.
Okay.
That happened to me when I don't even want to say this. Oh my God.
And I have surgery coming up, and I'm glad that you gave me the zikr for my eyesight. I haven't started saying it yet. I have a pre-op next Friday, so let's hope that they don't keep me, because normally when I go, they try to keep me.
That zikr for the eyesight I gave you, it works.
Okay.
If you use it, you know, I collect zikrs. I got that zikr from a sheikh in Tuba in West Africa.
Okay.
But if you use it, the sheikh said your eyesight will not ever get any worse, and it may improve, but it won't. It won't.
It won't decline.
It won't decline.
But-
If you
okay.
use that one, it won't decline.
Okay.
But
Drew, you could take the drum out for me.
it's beautiful. So I think the sheikh.
Well, what's your name? Are you gonna start the zikr?
If you have, yeah, we can. Okay.
I'm sorry I missed you yesterday. I couldn't come out.
it
Yeah,
was
because I need a
beautiful.
traveling companion, and I don't always have a traveling
I
companion
see.
available. So yeah,
You need a companion because of your
for my
eyesight.
eyesight. Yeah.
I see.
You want to pass on some stuff for me? Thank you.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I mean, I'm just gonna mention it, not to say different from a zikr, but
Give us some more water.
you can just
You
put
want
it
more?
there. When I want more, I can use that cup. But I was just reading 2 hours ago on red light therapy for eyes. It's fantastic. If you get they say it can heal eye problems too. Just the red light. So that's the Nur Allah.
I mean,
Red light.
Just
Red
to-
light,
like
you
somebody
know,
get a red-
red
a red
and
bulb?
infrared.
Yes.
red light bulb?
Yeah,
Infrared
like
is-
even just a red light bulb. But if you research it, you know, research it and see, and you can, you know, you like close your eyes and you put the light and you bathe in that light for is it minutes per day? How many? I don't know. You need to do your own research.
I'll research it.
Okay, red and
Red light
and near infrared.
I mean,
Okay.
I mean, at a
Red light
certain
and infrared. I'm
a
gonna
near
text that to myself.
infrared. Yeah.
I'm gonna text that to
I mean,
myself.
Okay.
can I stay a little bit? How long
Yeah.
is the Zikr? Is
we
it?
could just do a short one because she has to go home.
I'd like to. Yeah. I'd
Yeah,
like to be part of that.
and I guess we'll do with the Kasai and the we'll start with the one we did last week. The chorus, which is Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. La ilaha illallah. 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 Who? La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Allah. La illallah. Bismillahi. Yanmuluhai. Bila manahi. Walentihai. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Hamdan li Rabbi. Kiri muradi. Kadra makalbi. Iliktida'i. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Lahu syukuri bila kufuri wa nasiri minhu fidai. La ilaha illallah. Allah. Illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Lahu tirabi bila tirabi. Lahu kitabi ma'atidai. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Ya man ajaba man istajaba habli ijaba fila nidai. La ilaha illallah. 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 Allah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. The change. La ilaha. One more. Illallah. La ilaha 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 illallah, 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 la ilaha illallah. Ilaha illallah, la 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 ilaha la ilaha illallah, 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 Allahu illallah, illallah, Allahu illallah, 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 Allahu illallah, Allahu illallah, Allahu illallah, 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 Allahu illallah, illallah, illallah. Allahu illallah, Allahu illallah, Allahu illallah, illallah, Allahu illallah, 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 Allahu illallah, 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 Allahu illallah, 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 Allahu 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 illallah, 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 Allahu la ilaha illahu al-hayyul qayyum, la ta'khudhuhu sinatun wa la nawm, lahu ma fi samawati wa ma fil ard. من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. Everyone take a deep breath. Al-Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanirrahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Idina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alayhim. Gairul maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Amin. Inna Allaha wa malaikatahu yusalluna 'alan nabi. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad salatan tunadina biha min dahmil ahwali wal afat wa taqdilna biha jami'al hajat wa tutahhirna biha min jami'i sayyiat وترفعنا بها أعلى درجات وتبلغنا بها أقصى الغايات من جميع الخيرات في الحياة وبعد الممات إنك على كل شيء قدير سبحان ذي الملك وملكوته سبحان ذي الذات وجبروته سبحان الحي الذي لا يموت سبحان قدوس رب ملائكته وروح سبحان الله وبحمده عدد خلقه وعدد نفسه وزنة عرشه وعدد كلماته سبحان الله العظيم. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق وخاتم لما سبق ناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره ومقداره العظيم. Ya Hayy Ya Qayyum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sheikh Faria, we ask you to please make a dua for us to close, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah. Oh Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Azim, Ya Kareem, Ya Daim, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, Ya Noor, Ya Wali, O Allah, O friend and O teacher, O guide, O revealer, thank you, thank you, thank you, O gatherer of the friends. Thank you for revealing so many beautiful ways of praising you. And all creation you continuously, O Allah. And then you have taught to your friends, your lovers, special ways of praising you that you love, O Allah. And please bless this community that is beginning here and that has come into the city with Sheikh Sufi and all that he has brought with him, all his guides and sheikhs and Sheikh Ahmadu Bamba, Sheikh Bawa Muhayyidin, and your mercy, O Allah, and may he be this hope in this time. I
Ameen.
mean, and may we join together, may we,
Ameen.
all the people who love you,
Ameen.
may we join together as one
Ameen.
family and one
Ameen.
community on earth.
Ameen.
Ameen.
Ameen. Ameen. Ya Rabbi. Ameen.
Check it out. Take two
No,
back.
well, what did I opened to something very
Absolutely.
beautiful. We'll make it easy for him.
Oh, you found that